Hi everyone, today on Jesse's Lego I'm going to be sharing with you some of my tips for how I store my Lego. I've tried many different storage solutions over the years and I'm actually really happy with the storage solution that I just sorted all my Lego out with. So I'd really like to share that with you as well as some of the other ways that I store my collection too. But before that I'll just do a quick update of the town because there's a couple of new vehicles and some other things, and then we'll jump right in. So let's start on the town update. So the Chinese New Year celebrations in Bricktopia are coming to a close. So we've got the lion dancers on parade going down Clutch Road at the moment. Got a lot of minifigures that were at the Spring Lantern Festival gathering to watch the parade, and a lot of the sig figs in my town are standing on the sidelines watching too. We've even got the news reports, the news reporter recording this, and it's going on the 6 o'clock news or whatever tonight. So it's going to be quite exciting. Well, the Lego one, not the real one. Yeah, it's quite an exciting way to finish up before I start decorating for Easter. But additionally, I've added in some old cars to Bricktopia that have been sitting in storage for a while. It's got the Lego truck and the garbage truck. I've put these both back in because the garbage truck now has a street sweeper to complement it, which is on the other side of town at the moment. There was a couple of birthday and Christmas presents that I hadn't built. So it's good to have a couple of new cars getting around the place too. The lion dancers were previously over in Town Square with the platforms and the band. So it was kind of tucked away in the back corner. So it was nice to bring them out into the street. Additionally, I've added the news dispenser and the financial news dispenser. I just recolored it for red over outside Cafe Corner 2, so you can pick up your morning news when you're getting your morning coffee. The ice cream truck, as well as the street sweeper, which has to be my favorite design of all time of all the Lego street sweepers. It's so perfect and small and compact. So yeah, trying a couple of things out. I do have a couple of cars and trucks and things that are stored in boxes under the table. Just wanted to wait for the right moment to bring them back out. And apart from that, another thing that we do have is behind the detective's office. I have finally finished the alleyway behind. So there's not too much to see at the moment, but we do have city bike dispensers. So you can go there and you can pay like a 50-cent coin or whatever that is and borrow out the blue bikes. I do have to do a bit of work behind the Perusian restaurant still, but the whole area is coming along nicely, and I've also tidied up the markets a little bit. So a couple of new developments. I'll cover them more in my next town update video. But for now, let's get into the storage side of things. So to start off the storage vid, I'm going to tell you about my original form of Lego storage. So I saw these small boxes at IKEA. I believe they were the Samler boxes. They're dirt cheap, you have to buy the lids and the boxes separately. But within these boxes, I found the most economical way to store my parts was in Ziploc bags. So currently I've got a lot of my bulk parts that I've picked off the pick-a-brick wall stored in these bags because there's just too many of them to fit into a single location. So it's essentially a box filled with bags that served me quite well for some time, but when I had a lot of little parts and tons of bags, I found myself just filling my floor with these when I was looking for parts. So I've come up with a bit of a better way to store the smaller ones, but for right now, I've got a lot of pre-built sets, parts of sets that I don't want to use at the moment, but I don't want to dismantle, stored in a lot of these Samler boxes getting around under the table and stuff. So I've got the smaller sizes over here, as well as the larger sizes. So it's the Samler from IKEA. They're only a few dollars each. They shouldn't be too expensive, but they do stack. If I wanted to put two of the small ones on top of the big one, it works perfectly. So if you're tight on space, I find these to be a good option. And I do still use them, but I use some of the larger boxes to store the larger structures and things that I can't otherwise fit comfortably elsewhere in my town. Yeah, so these are just sitting in here for the moment. They sit under my table. It's all very compact and sorted. Other things that I use these boxes for are like my Halloween decorations and my Christmas decorations. Where they are a bit bigger and bulkier, I do still store them in here. Easy access, I already have the boxes, I already have the bags, so that works out perfectly for me. But I'll show you what I'm using now, just a second. So this is my new storage solution. I got these little craft boxes from Kmart in Australia. So I believe they're the Anko brand, they're just Kmart's home brand. But for me, I used to have all these parts in bags and my floor would just be filled with bags. So now I'm able to easily and quickly get to all my little parts. So I've got, how many of these boxes I've got? I've got 12 of them so far, 12 of the small ones. So I find it very helpful. These dividers don't come out, so there's no movement between parts. I can easily see what I want, even without opening the box and get to them. And in other boxes, I've got the telescopes, the flame and feather pieces, taps, all sorts of little studs and stuff. So I've just got all of these laid out, plant pieces in an easy to see, easy to find way. So I did get a lot of these parts from the Pick-a-Brick wall, and I've stored all my additional parts in a box behind me, rather than flooding these little pigeonholes with all the pink flowers, all the red flowers, all the yellow flowers. So for me, I find this easier because I'll only ever use this many, but if I had more boxes, I might do away with that type of storage. But then again, it's all up to you and your personal preference for how you want to store them. But I've put everything in here from animals grouped by birds, sea creatures, dogs, cats, vermin, food, more food, rocks and geodes, larger animals in together, even minifigures. So I'll need another box to sort these out a bit further, like small legs, mermaid tails, dresses and stuff, hat pieces. They're sorted by female and male faces, some pre-assembled minifigures, and then male and female torsos and hairstyles. So all of this makes it a lot easier for me to find these things, and I don't have to pull out a box, look through all the bags and stuff. But even down to storing plates. These boxes actually perfectly fit everything up into, what are they, 1x10, 2x10 or 2x12 plates. So they're all in there for easy access to. Keep in mind, I don't have a ton of spare parts, so I don't need a whole wall full of little drawers at this stage. But these are the perfect solution I've been looking for quite some time, but just have had difficulty finding in Australia. So these were only $4.99 each from Kmart in Australia. So if you are based locally like me, I have found these to be great. But if you have found another solution that you wouldn't mind sharing with me too, I would love to know what you use for your Lego storage, because I've always struggled to find stuff in Australia at a reasonable price. But there are some larger boxes from Kmart as well. These ones were $9, but I've been using them to store all the large bricks. It's actually really heavy because it's so full. But these bricks were taking up bags and bags in those boxes behind me before. So I find this a lot easier to use as well, especially for the large pieces. And they are a very sturdy box. But, yeah. And for the smaller pieces, I've just been storing them in bags inside the pigeonholes until I can sort out a more permanent solution for them, which is probably going to be buying a dozen more of these boxes and sticking them on the other side of my table too. So there was that, and this box here, one of the other reasons I like it, because it's so deep, is I can actually store pre-built structures, which previously were taking up a lot of space in a lot of the little Samler boxes. I can put them in here without worry that they're gonna break each other or get lost or anything, fall apart. So I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I'll show you a little later what they look like when stored under the table, because it's very clean and very presentable, and it makes me very happy to look at it too. I like to have everything clean and sorted and easy to find. It stops me from overspending on spare parts when I have the part, but I just can't quite find it when I need it. So I'm going to show you some more of my storage in just a second. So just coming back to the Samler boxes, I almost forgot that I use them for instructions too. So the smaller ones actually fit most of the smaller size instructions perfectly. As you can see, I've got a whole box full of them, and I've actually got a couple of boxes full of them. But the larger box here stores most of the Creator Expert instructions perfectly as well. It's just a little bit bigger than them, so they all comfortably fit in here. Since I don't lift these boxes very much, it's irrelevant to me how much they weigh. It also fits the Lego red packets that I've collected for a couple of the Chinese New Year's now. So thank you, Lego certified stores, for having these in stock again. Always a nice surprise. But yeah, so there's plenty of Lego related things that I put in these Samler boxes, especially because they stack. They actually go right under here. So perfect, out of sight, out of mind. But the point I want to make here is that I use Lego buckets and things for storage too. So the buckets that you get from the pick-a-brick wall, instead of throwing them away, I like to store obscure things inside, like tree leaves that wouldn't tessellate properly inside a box, so they're good in their own bucket, as well as the prefabricated trees that are a bit awkward to store too. So they all go in buckets for me. And as well, all of the plastic bags that I've got or other storage you might have, I use the buckets for these too. So that if you're already paying for the buckets, you can use them for storage even after. Or I've seen some people continue to store their pick-a-brick bricks in these buckets too, which is pretty clever. Another way to use, well, I just got a graveyard of buckets over here, but I like to use the Lego packaging where I can to store bits. So if I was retiling my city, for example, or I needed a lot of flowers, I would fill one of these, what are they? There was a summer celebration minifigure set and the People Fun Fair celebration set too. So I've just used these heavy duty trays to fill with parts or tiles or something else to go around my town too. So I haven't had to buy anything, I can just reuse these. And same with the advent calendar trays. They're perfect for storing quite a few minifigures or other creations, as well as bulky items like barrels, crates, bicycles, and other stuff that might not fit nicely inside the storage that you have at the moment. So don't throw these out. I found these to be incredibly helpful. They were actually one of the first things I started to use to store Lego. But there's all sorts of stuff that you might not expect. Heavy duty packaging you get, these nice things from the advent calendars, and your pick-a-brick buckets. So if you're short on cash, this is one of the best ways I found, albeit a little difficult to use at times too. Yeah, so I've got one more thing to show you behind me, which I haven't actually used for storage yet, but it does technically fall under Lego storage. I have seen people who have quite a few of these Lego heads. Great probably for storing big bulky parts or unopened sets that you don't want on display, poly bags that don't stack properly. But I'm looking forward to opening this and starting to use it for Lego storage again shortly as well. So this is what the new storage boxes look like underneath the table. Previously I could only fit 2 of the Samler boxes at the top and bottom, so it was a bit inefficient for the storage. But now I've got all my boxes clearly visible. I know what's in each box, they fit very nicely. And for me who likes to have a clean and tidy Lego room, this ticks all the boxes for me. So this is what I was telling you about earlier as well. I have one of the minifigure pack trays that is filled with tiles. So I just fill these with particular parts and then move around my town and do mass plantings or tilings or whatever. So yeah, I think that's just about it for my Lego storage. I'm sure I will have more storage options in future and be able to tell you about them in an upcoming video as well. Thank you for watching my Lego storage tips video. I hope that I've been able to show you some ways that you might be able to store your Lego for a low cost, or using accessories and buckets and stuff that you already have. If you would like to let me know how you store your Lego in the comments below, I'm very interested to learn how other people store their Lego, and maybe I could learn something from that too and bring it into my collection. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you would like to support the channel further, I have a Patreon account and I've included the details in the description below. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee a month, you could help support the channel, and all proceeds would be going towards things like better lighting, a better microphone, more storage options, and possibly Lego sets in the future that would help to grow my town further. So thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.